Hello and welcome to Spectrum TV News at 12. We are Aniakan, coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. Let's take a look at the major stories. President Tinubu meets acting EFCC chair Chuko at Ascension to send cluster munitions to Ukraine. We will bring you details of these stories and more in a moment. Our first report this afternoon is from the national scene where President Bola Tinubu has met with the acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and suspended Abdulrasheed Bawa indefinitely as the anti-graft agency boss on June 14. The Director of Information Office misconduct while in office. Bawa was directed to immediately hand over the affairs of his office to the director. The federal government, through the Debt Management Office (DMO), has redeemed the $500 million Euro bond on its due date. The Euro bond was issued in July 2013 as part of a dual tranche cent per annum. The DMO said Nigeria had previously redeemed a $500 million Euro bond in July 2018 and in June 2022. According to the debt office, these, together with the $500 million Euro bond, redeemed to $1.8 billion. On judicial matters, the detained suspended governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Godwin Emefiele, will today Department of State Services, DSS. Recall that on June 10, the DSS arrested the governor of the Apex Bank shortly after lawyer Joseph Daldo's son before the Federal Capital Territory High Court, Abuja. Emefiele's Awo told Justice Hamza Muazu that Emefiele's detention was lawful investigation. However, Justice Muazu adjourned till today to rule on whether or not he has jurisdiction to hear the case and consider Emefiele's prayers. Down the $500 billion palliative proposed by President Bola Tinubu, stating that it is demanding a 300% salary increase to enable workers to cope with the challenges imposed by Yesterday, the president wrote to the House of Representatives seeking approval for $500 billion assembly and read during plenary by the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas. In another development, the Independent Naira looted public funds and secured 90 convictions in the last 4 years at an event in Ede to mark this year's African Union Anti-Corruption Day. In his presentation titled Funds Restrained, Tax Intervention, Cash Recovered from Domiciliary Accounts, Rent Received from Some Properties Forfeited. On security, the Chief of Defense Staff, Major General Christopher Musa, has reiterated the commitment of the armed forces and other parts of the country. Musa stated this while receiving Zamfara State Governor Dawuda Lawal and his Plateau State counterpart Caleb Mutfwang at the defense and committed to ensuring peace in the Plateau. On his part, the governor congratulated the CDS on his appointment, described by deploying his experiences to bear in dealing with the security challenges in Plateau. Back here, following his overwhelming victory at the March 18th trick to appreciate the stakeholders and people of the district for their support, which culminated to his emergence as governor of the state. Speaking during the event held at the country, thank you was not enough for their support during the electioneering period, reiterated that all the 31 local government areas of Uyo Senatorial District, Senator Effiong Bob, who commended the people of Ikorekbene Senatorial District for the role they played during the recently the people once elected. Also speaking on behalf of the stakeholders of the Senatorial District, Senator Emmanuel Iboresien thanked the governor for Deputy Governor of the state, Moses Ekpo, thanked Governor Eno for the honor done them and assured him that the Senatorial District will work assiduously to ensure that he has a smooth 8-year run and hand over to his wife and the Deputy Akoneyanyi in appreciation for their recognition of the Senatorial District. PDP Governors Forum for the honor done him, having successfully convened the first meeting of the forum in the current political dispensation, saying that the gesture is held at the Akwa Ibom Lodge, Abuja, during his interaction with Government House correspondents on his arrival at Victor Atta International Airport. He has a template for such interactions. The governor expressed appreciation to his colleagues for sustaining the legacy and particularly thanked them for honoring the invitation for the meeting, which he said had enabled them to chart a way forward for the forum. We move now to Africa, where the UNHCR said it was concerned by reports that hundreds of Burkinabe citizens, mainly women, are ready to provide more support to Ghana to address the needs of refugees. Still in Africa, the Rapid Support Forces RSF and allied militias HRW that they waged a massacre. According to HRW, 28 members of the town of Misiteri in May, but an advisor to the RSF top brass, Mustafa Ibrahim, said the clashes based in Masateri and accuses HRW of relying on biased sources without evidence. On the foreign munitions, despite the risk to civilians, Austin said that the Ukrainians have committed to making sure the munitions are used only in the appropriate places and not in populated areas. Reports say cluster munitions has scattered bomblets across large areas and can pose a long-term risk to anyone who encounters them, similar to landmines. Still on the foreign scene, Ukraine authorities have said that at least 2 people have been injured in an overnight Russian drone attack on Kyiv. According to the Ukrainian Air Force, from a ship in the Black Sea were shot down by the air defenses, while information about the impact of an Iskander ballistic missile fired from Crimea was still being collected. Wounds. Still to come in the news. Spanish the break.
Business exists only to meet the needs of the people, but there's an extra advantage if your product and services are pitched on a platform that gives you the added advantage over your competitors for your desired return on investment and so much more. With a frequency of 12733, Spectrum Television, broadening your horizon.
Thanks for staying tuned, and now to the rest of the news. As per remittances, the CBN gave the directive in a circular to all deposit money banks, international money transfer operators IMTO. To the circular, the Central Bank of Nigeria announces Naira as a payout option for receipt of prosperity. NMDPRA has announced that a new gas pricing template for the power sector and the legacy gas debt of the power sector to gas suppliers in Nigeria had risen to about $1 billion as efforts were ongoing to finalize the figures and find a comfortable way. An immediate past president of Nigeria Gas Association, NGA, Ed Ubong, said it was of gas is an initiative of the federal government that seeks to deepen domestic gas usage across the country within a 10-year period from 2021 to 2030. Based on the enormous gas in health now, where the federal government says it has a to enhance their access to quality health care services. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Social Development, Dr. Sani Gwa, according to him, the move will ensure affordable health care coverage for PLWDs across the country. Still in health, medical experts have said that pre-implant has helped to prevent the birth of children with severe genetic defects. The experts noted that with the latest technological breakthrough, can be detected in the embryos during IVF and would not be implanted in the uterus. The use of pre-implantation genetic diagnosis has expanded to prevent the birth of children affected by a number of genetically lethal and other congenital diseases. The PGT techniques are used clinically to prevent transmission of genes associated with. In sports, Spanish top seed Carlos Alcaraz has moved into the Wimbledon semi-finals for the first time and will be facing Russian third seed Daniil Medvedev in the last four. Alcaraz beat Danish 6th seed Holger Rune, another 20-year-old, 7-6, 6-4, 6-4 in his quarterfinal. Unseeded, Medvedev, who had never been past the last 16 before, beat the American 6-4, 1-6, 4-6, 7-6 attempt to reach their first finals on the Wimbledon grass when they play in the last four on Friday. Still in sports, Aston Villa, £21.5 million. Reports say that Tories, aged 26, played under Villa boss Unai Emery 2003, played a pivotal role as the Yellow Submarine finished 5th in La Liga last season. He made 173 appearances for his boyhood team, scoring 12 times, and has played 23 times for Salesian Town to debut for the club in 13 years. He quickly established himself as a key player in the squad, winning the 2021 Europa League under Emery when he was among the scorers in the penalty shootout victory over Manchester United. On various records in different categories, GWR announced this in a cautionary remark during a Twitter exchange with the Nigerians coming days after the World Records Body advised Nigerians to apply for confirmation before attempting to break any record. Reports say that after Hildebrand with different attempts of breaking a deluge of record from GWR. Still on entertainment, Succession, the last of US and the White Lotus, has topped the 2023 Emmy nomination list, up for acting prizes. According to reports, Ted Lasso, The Bear, Abbott Elementary, and Wednesday are among the contenders in September due to the ongoing strike action in Hollywood. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do well to follow us on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, and do enjoy the rest of your day.